Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode. We got 3 more movies for you. Let's check them out. Session 9 is a 2001 thriller starring David Caruso. He heads up a cleaning crew that is hired to go into an abandoned asylum to clean out asbestos. But it seems like the asylum has some secrets that are coming out to hunt them. The first 2/3 of this movie are all about atmosphere, and it's very good at developing an atmosphere. The shots and sequences are very creepy. They almost remind me of The Shining. But the movie completely fumbles the third act, and it becomes groan-worthy and awful. This is a movie that had almost everything going for it, and just threw it away. Missed opportunity. Three and a Half Minutes, 10 Bullets is a documentary film directed by Mark Silver. The film is an examination of Florida's stand your ground law as seen through the lens of the death of Jordan Davis. Davis was one of 4 African American boys who were at a gas station. One of them was inside buying some gum. A white male by the name of Michael Dunn pulled up next to their car, asked the remaining 3 boys in the car if they could turn their music down, to which they did. But then Jordan got mad and said, "No, man, turn the music back up." They turned the music back up. And what happens next is the big debate during the movie. The boys say that Dunn pulled a gun and opened fire. Dunn claims that the boys had a firearm. But what is clear is Michael Dunn emptied his gun into this car, killing Jordan Davis. This movie has a point of view, but it is very even-handed during the courtroom scenes, which is a majority of the film. You see defense attorneys and prosecutors questioning the witnesses and the accused, while each day of the trial is bookended with media reports about the story. And this story is the lesser known of the 2 stories that came out of Florida that year, the other being Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. While Zimmerman and Martin became national headlines, the Jordan Davis murder was less known. But alongside the courtroom drama, what you get is the discussion of the fatal flaw in a lot of stand your ground laws. And that is the barrier for entry to claim stand your ground and self-defense is fear. So the jury has to decide that the person who did the shooting and did the killing feared for their life. And that is nearly impossible for a jury to do, to get into the mind of someone else to see if they were in fear. It's not if they should have feared, it's if they did fear. And this movie talks about the slippery slope that entails. If fear is the baseline for this claim of self-defense, you could claim fear for any number of things. And that discussion is as relevant and as timely as when this shooting happened. But it's a very well put together documentary, very investing. I didn't know anything about this case going into it, so I feel like it was informative in that respect. And the movie gives you a lot to think about afterwards, and I enjoy that. Incredibles 2 is the sequel to Disney Pixar's The Incredibles. And I know a lot of people have a lot of reverence for the original Incredibles movie. People have been wanting a sequel to this thing for a very long time. And I remember being wowed by the original Incredibles film. It was the first animated feature that I can remember thinking, this is just for adults. Kids will get something out of it, but it's aimed towards adults. And that formula has been rinsed and repeated by Pixar ever since. And if you go back in their back catalog and look at like Toy Story, their first feature, that's aimed at adults to a certain extent also. But The Incredibles more so. And while I thought the first film was groundbreaking to the extent of who it was aimed at, I don't hold the reverence for it that most people might. I don't think I've ever revisited it. It's not a movie I'd put in the Mount Rushmore of Pixar movies, but I remember being fine. I don't hold the reverence for it. So this movie, it took me a little bit to get into because I don't have the knowledge of the first film that Some people might. So there's a lot of me going, yeah, I remember that, and oh yeah, that guy, and that guy's a bad guy, and that guy's a good guy. And this movie was fine. It was fine. It's beautifully animated. The voice acting is pretty good, although I do miss Jason Lee. But I think just like the first movie, this is not going to be one that I revisit all that much. It's fine. And that's all for this episode. What do you guys think? Have you seen these movies? Did you think The Incredibles 2 was just fine also? I'll see you down in the comments. See you next time. Thanks for watching.